Hello everyone, once again it's me, Hank, and we're here for another thrilling episode of Comics and Cocktails, in which I drink more alcohol than I really need to and talk about comic books. So, today my aesthetic is lonely alcoholic nerd who is cold. And I'm ready to dive right in. Today's cocktail, which has mostly been drunk due to technical errors causing the filming to last longer than it should have, and this being a particularly delicious combination of cream soda and Crown Royal maple whiskey. At this point I think it's about half and half between the two, because I keep on pouring more whiskey in, because my high tolerance for alcohol makes it difficult to get drunk. So, let's dive right in. Our first comic of the week is, I should explain, these are the comic books that came out last week, because I didn't do an episode last week, and this week I don't have new comics. I have one new comic, but it's digital, so you won't get to see it. Because there's been winter happening over here, so the comic book store didn't get the comic books in at a time that fit my personal schedule. So it's kind of inconsiderate, but whatever. So the first comic of the day is going to be Thor. And honestly, I don't know what to say about Thor. This art is really cool. This cover is really nice. But I continue to be perplexed as to what's going on and if the writers even know what they're doing. I don't even know who wrote this. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Thor. Nobody knows. Who knows? Whatever. That's really all I have to say about it, is I don't know. When I know, I'll tell you, and then we'll both know. That'll be great. So next up, we have Spider-Woman. I think this is the end of Spider-Verse, and I'm gonna have to confess here that I have no idea what's been going on in Spider-Verse. All I know about Spider-Verse is from Spider-Woman. All 4 issues, including this one. But it ended, good guys won, I guess. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Spider-Gwen and Silk in upcoming series. And they seem like they'll be really cool. Carol was in this, which was good. Ooh. Oh yeah, she changes her costume next issue. They announced that. Whoa. Okay, I'm almost dropping my comic books. This is perhaps a dangerous thing to do with my floppies. I don't want to damage them. My book nerd would crumble and die. I'm a little bit drunker than usual for when I do this. Alright, so let's see what's next. Ooh, oh fuck. Oh no. Okay, it's okay. The comic is not damaged. So this is Astro CIty, which is, by the way, the best comic book series ever to be written by anybody, ever. Astro CIty is amazing, and they've been doing this arc focusing on Asshole McDouchebag, aka Crackerjack, and Quarrel, his disproportionately awesome girlfriend, who is awesome. And Quarrel's been and it's dealing with the problems of aging when you're a superhero who has no superpowers. You're not Superman, you don't have you don't naturally have longevity. So they're dealing with that a lot. And Crackerjack is making a few mistakes. So, giant spoilers. So, if you don't want spoilers for Astro CIty, then, skip ahead a little bit. He's making, massively huge mistakes, which leads me to be a little bit concerned for the third and final issue of this arc. He might die, and that would upset me, because it would upset Quarrel, not because I actually, care about him, because he's, as I said, asshole McDouchebag, and like, by himself, I don't actually care about him that much, but he makes, like, really great interactions with other characters. My hands are 3D again, which is a thing that happens. Moving on. And we have Captain Marvel, which continues to be, like, a really solid series. Just, like, it's really enjoyable. I feel like not a lot happened in this particular issue, because I feel like we're building up to the next issue more than we are, like, having this issue happen. But, I mean, I love Kelly Sue DeConnick. This has been really enjoyable, and I would like it to continue happening. Oh, I really am an alcoholic. I have hiccups now. Oh gosh, hiccups are terrible. Let's all go die. So finally, we have Ghost Rider. Oh dear, oh dear. I've been enjoying this series, and I start following the writer on Tumblr, and Philippa Smith is like the most precious human being ever, and he's also an artist. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm hiccuping some more. And he did the art for this particular issue, and I like his style. It's a little bit different from some of the art I've seen him post. Like, he did some other art that was different from this, but yeah, I really like the art in this. I like Robbie's new look. I like that we're further exploring the nature of Eli as a possessive thing. I really like Ghost Rider. I really like that it's doing its thing. And the writer, Philippa Smith, is an awesome person. So, I highly recommend Ghost Rider to everybody who's doing things in their life. So, now the other comic I want to talk about besides those ones is Moon Knight. And I don't buy Moon Knight in, like, physical form. I get it digitally. These hiccups are not working out very well for me. So, but, technical difficulties happen. Anyway, so, if you haven't been reading Moon Knight, then basically what's been happening is Mark had a psychologist who turned out to be this lady who was from a fictional African country that was torn apart by war, and she wanted revenge on the country's leader because he had killed her family. And you were getting into this, Moon Knight was going into this, like, interesting, like, thing, because Elisa Warsame, the doctor, she's an extremist, but she's also, you also sympathize with her. Like, she has, like, she has a lot of depth, and she has complex motivations, and she makes a lot of good points when she's arguing with Mark about who's right. It's a very interesting, exploration on morality, and that in this last issue of the arc, which again, like, spoilers at the wazoo. You don't watch the show if you don't want spoilers. How about that? Well, that's a good agreement, right? They decide, they take all of that away. She's no longer sympathetic. She's no longer a Knight Templar. She's no longer fighting, she no longer has the right goals and just using, like, the wrong approach to get them. her, now she's just like, she's the daughter of a warlord, and now she just wants money, and blah, 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 and it's, I really hate it as an ending to this arc, because, you know, this character has so much potential, as a very complex, because she said a lot of things that were, you know, really right, and now Mark, a white guy, is lecturing these two black people about privilege. He literally says that, like, this is all about you two having privilege, and it's like, no, it's so much no. This arc had so much potential, and Elisa had so much potential as, you know, this very nuanced, very, you know, anti-villain sort of character, and how it's just, like, been tossed out the window so that Mark can be right about this stuff, and this arc, I was really, like, I felt like it was a little bit awkward to have this, like, you know, obviously, you know, I mean, the fictional nation in Africa is, like, you know, it's very obviously, well, I've heard these, like, vague things in the news about Africa, but I don't want to, like, research too much about it and step on people's toes too much, so I'm just gonna make my own country instead of dealing with, like, actual African genocides that are happening or something. Like, yeah, it felt like it could have had, like, a lot of problematic elements in it, just because of, you know, their approach. But, like, it was actually really, really good for a while until this last issue, where it took away, you know, any possibility of Mark being wrong, any possibility of, you know, there being nuances in this, you know, any possibility of there being, like, any possibility of going, yes, Elisa is right, but no, your methods are terrible, because, I mean, she does have really terrible methods, like, you know, well, assassination, first of all, is not the best life choice, and then kidnapping people and forcing them into mental hospitals that fly is, you don't do that. Like, she's obviously doing some very wrong things, but she has, like, you know, very good reasons for doing that. And they took away all the good reasons for doing bad things, and they just gave her bad reasons for doing bad things, and just, like, made her, like, really flat and one-dimensional, and, like, just, oh, I'm here for money, and that's all I am here for, and this was all an elaborate hoax to get my family's money back, and we're all warlords, so whatever, we're all bad, except Mark, the white guy, who did this stuff, and this last issue just really, like, drops the ball on the entire arc, and it really upsets me, and, like, I have a roleplay blog for Elisa, because I really fell in love with her character, like, from the get-go, and I'm going to definitely, like, ignore this entire issue, because it was just, no, it was wrong, it felt wrong, it didn't feel right, and I don't like it. So, on that note, my drink is done, and I'm going to do something about these hiccups. So, I'll see you all next week, where I will do, I'm not sure what comics I'll be doing next week, but if you have anything in particular you'd like me to talk about, feel free to let me know, and have a wonderful evening, and enjoy comics responsibly. Bye.